Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer and this is Metropolis on City Skylines. This is going to be episode number 17 in this series, and in this episode I would like to use the Green Cities DLC to make a self-sufficient buildings district, which has, it has both the commercial organic local produce district and it has the self-sufficient buildings district, which consumes 30% less electricity, produces 30% less garbage, but generates 30% less tax income. I think it's a DLC that is sometimes a little bit overlooked, so I would like to use that within the actual city centre itself, because some of the buildings do look quite good. What's going on over here? What's wrong? Why are you broken? He's not broken. He's fine. So yeah, I would think in this particular area would be good for that. In the last episode we did build this junction which serves this main bridge into the other part, the western part of the city. It is a little bit busy, if I'm honest. It is backing up quite a way, so I'm glad I put in the 2 lanes on this approach, but I'm thinking that I'm going to put another junction in around here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure what it's going to look like, how it's going to function, but I think once we get a second junction in, it should start to disperse some of that traffic, hopefully, he says. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. If not, a little bit of reorganisation is probably in order, but that's for another time. I'll probably build this junction off camera, but what I want to do is get some of the roads just lined up first, because obviously we're going to need a good road connection into here so we can disperse some of that traffic around. So that's going to be, I think I'll continue that one way, but we do have a lot of roads kind of converging into one place. We've got this, which is the tram. I just want to quickly break that up, because you know, it's good to have one-way roads. They do serve a purpose, but they need to go in both directions, so you need to be able to get round, if you know what I mean, which currently that doesn't really provide us with that particular thing. That's that going up there, and that's going off to there. I think I didn't really want to put too many junctions on these kind of roads that form the square around the circle, but I think we're going to have to put another additional road going up, and I would like it to be at 90 degrees if possible. I'm not sure why it's not giving me the option to be at 90. Is that? No, that's a little bit too far over. Yeah, it's not producing exactly 90 degrees for some reason, but not to worry. I think it's close enough. Yeah, I've just broken that bus link though. Yeah, it does really start to go off, doesn't it, at a funny sort of angle. Maybe if we come from this end. Just thinking about maximising the space more than anything, so I think, yeah, that'll do, and then get that into there and that into there. That's fine. Replace these roads with the one-way tree lined, which again sorted, and I will just upgrade these so we know which one's which. So these will go up towards the junction and again away from the junction, like so. I think we'll put a crossroad in like that, I think just into there perhaps, and then I think maybe just something like that, just to fill that little bit of a space, and then these will continue as one-way roads up and down towards what will be, I probably think, a suburb of some description. But just having, I think the university will fill pretty much all of this space here and a little bit of that as well. I think, yeah, it probably, maybe even a little bit more, because the university buildings are quite large, so they do tend to fill quite a large area. It's quite surprising really, once you start building the university, just how much room the buildings take up. So just want to get a basic road plan out. I haven't really got a grand scheme in mind. I just want to maximise the build space, and at the same time try and keep it look a little bit interesting, because you can tend sometimes just to fall back on grids. Well, I certainly can anyway. I know this is a grid pattern as such, but it's not all exactly 90-degree angles to each other, so make it look a little bit more interesting perhaps, maybe. And I'm going to leave that area. Actually, I might just delete that just so, and I think I'll delete that as well, actually, just for now, just until I know what this junction's got to look like. And then what I wanted to do was something with the actual tram. So we've got this tram network here which goes underneath the roundabout. It's got 2 stops. It does duplicate this blue and red line a little bit. Does the blue line stop here as well? I think it does, doesn't it? But this will eventually go off to serve other areas. I've already put in a bit of an interchange here. I think actually this is going to be the terminus for, well, it is the terminus for this tram network. Where does it go? So it goes around here, comes off, and then merges, well not merges, but there's an interchange with this bus service that I've put in, and then this wants to go off up here and serve somehow this green park that I'm looking at building. So I think I will use, what will I use? This could be a little bit tight, so this is actually, get the road up again, put that, upgrade that to that, and I think that will be one way as well. So yeah, put that in, yeah, put that put that into there, and then one-way road with tram tracks. So if we come down here, so we're going to have to go around like a loop. No, we don't need that. Yes, or do we? Yes, do we? Yeah, we do. Definitely do, so the tram can actually make the return journey. So yeah, if the tram tracks come all the way down here, it's not exactly how I envisaged it, although it could, I guess, be an offshoot maybe of the tram. So you can have more than one tram route, because I was thinking I would. No, I don't. I think I'll just, yeah, I'll keep that in. Will I? Yes, I will. Make my mind up. But what I think I will do is I'll have an offshoot coming off here. Now, again, this was, I've just deleted the road which was just here, but that's just to remind me that I would like a tram to come into the university district. That's all I was thinking. I don't want the tram network to end just here, so we could potentially at some point in the future, once we start building the university district, is have that tram offshoot coming off. But for now, all this does, this road here, just gives us somewhere for the trams to serve the green, the eco area, and I guess trams do fit in with that sort of green ethos. I think, you know, good public transport, I think, links in with the theme that we're going for in this particular area. So this is all going to be the green eco park. This bus network, it is a bit weird because it joins up with that, but I think they serve 2 different purposes whilst at the same time meeting up at both of the ends, if you get what I mean. Possibly not, just rambling about nonsense, possibly. Should they be 2 down roads? I don't think they should. What should they be? That should be an up, shouldn't it? Yeah, it should. And let's just check that bus route again. Yeah, I think I will leave that there. I think between that tram and bus stop and that bus stop there is enough public transport from here to there. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's doing that. I'm going to leave that possibly, although I might extend this bus route right round at some stage, because it does link up a lot of the areas which aren't necessarily served by the underground metro system. And again, this underground metro, so he stops there. There's a little bit of a walk to that metro station, but it shouldn't be too, actually saying that. Let's just have a, no, not that, no, that's the wrong panel. We're not building very much eco stuff here, are we yet? But we just want to get the public transport and the road networks right now. I'm just thinking, we do have a crossing there which links in, but where's the metro station? It's all the way over here. Can I build a connection to that without demolishing too many buildings? Probably not. Can I just come down? Yeah, it is going to demolish a number of buildings and then get stuck, which isn't ideal really. So come down. Can I get, no, how am I going to do this? It's going to have to be an up and over job, I think. So coming from here, no, coming from here maybe. Yeah, we're going to have to demolish that building, go over the top, and that doesn't look quite right, does it? Get rid of a bit of that, come down, and then put that remaining road. Hopefully, I think people can get from here to here by the looks of it. It's not, no, that's looks a bit too steep of an incline, I think. I'm not entirely happy with that. Let's try again, and then no, don't delete, build, cross there, down there. What does that look like? Looks a little bit better, and we haven't completely destroyed all the build space. I'm just thinking to be able to get from this tram stop to the metro station, that's just all I wanted to do with that, really. I think that could be a little bit longer, a little bit more gentle, and then we could still get the crossing of the road there, hopefully. Let's just unpause the game a minute. Can't really see. Yeah, they are crossing from this tram road over to that road by the looks of it, so that's what we want. We've got a path in there already. We just need to chuck in, upgrade that road, something a little bit more attractive. This can be two-way. I think that's fine. We do have most of the road mapped out here, which isn't too bad. That can go that way, and that's tram, isn't it? So that's all fine. We've got the trams already, stops already lined up. So the next thing we want to do is this whole region here from about there. Actually, we can even encompass, I think we can encompass some of that. Maybe not that. Let's see if we can just, no, get rid of that. Actually, if we put a zone in first, that might help a little bit, mightn't it? I always try and make the zones look as tidy as possible, which isn't always possible, but we do try at least. I do at least attempt to make the edges look a little bit tidy. How big do we want this? To maybe if we just encompass a little bit more. I said I didn't want it too big, but it is looking like it could be quite a big area, but it's not to worry, it should be alright, I think. Get that in there, push some of this back, and then just use the road snapping just to make this look as nice and tidy as possible. Just to there, tidy that up a little bit, and that should be fine. Not entirely sure what that district was supposed to be, but never mind, we'll just tidy that up, tidy these edges up. Could be a little bit tricky. It's the only thing, the road snapping sometimes is good and sometimes it is a pain, but that should be okay. So this is going to be, we're going to have organic produce and we're going to have eco buildings around here. So this is all going to be sound like, no, the only thing, actually, let's speed the game up a little bit actually, and then just plonk in some high density commercial. I just want to see if there are actually high density commercial organic produce buildings. Now the organic produce buildings, if you're not familiar with them, which are there, produce 50% of sold produce is goods that are locally sourced. Truck traffic in the area is reduced by 50%, increase electricity consumption by 20%, but reduces garbage production by 20%. So let's just have a quick look at what we've got now. So they are low density buildings, are they? It wouldn't matter if I'd put low or high density, I don't think, but not to worry. It's not the end of the world that they're not high-rise buildings. I guess really organic produce buildings don't really fit in with high-rises particularly, so I think we might actually put in quite a lot of this commercial zoning around here, but then the rest of it is actually, having said that, we're putting all this zoning in. Let's put in, because I think these three here were also with the Green Cities DLC, so we've got the Community School, Institute of Creative Arts and the Modern Technology Institute, which replace or stand in. So they've got smaller capacities, but the buildings are actually larger. So we'll put in a community school, which is a elementary school, and you can see there that's slightly different to what you would normally expect from an elementary school. We're going to need some school capacity anyway, which is fine. What about the high schools? No, we've got capacity for 10,000 there, so I don't really think, well, having said that, if we're going to use the Green Cities DLC, we may as well use it all over. So we'll put in a, what was that? A Institute of Creative Arts, which stands in for the high school, like so. And what I normally like to do around my schools is to have, maybe, if it will fit, like a basketball court within that. How we're doing for medical clinic is fine. We do have a hospital there, Elder care is the coverage for elder care isn't actually too bad. And then child care, we've got one there and then one there, so we do have plenty of coverage for elder care and death care, which I've found out is pretty essential since the new Sunset Harbour DLC. Got a bit of a fire going on there. What sort? No, we do need, I think we'll just put a small fire station in here, because by the looks of it, what about police? Having said that, police, where's the fire station? Right, yeah, the fire station is on the other side of the city, unfortunately. I think I'm going to have another one here, just because that looked pretty red, and just there as well. Let's take a look at this. Is it starting to fill out? No, these look like level 1 at the minute. They do start to look a little bit nicer as obviously the levels go up, so we'll watch that develop. We've got this sort of, actually I think those buildings I would class as high density. But yeah, it's a residential building, that's why. Where's the commercial? Possibly, no, I'm not sure if there is any high density commercial, but it's not too bad, I don't think. We'll just chuck in a bit more in there and fill out some of this space with some more zoning. I know we actually haven't said that. That's a pretty high demand for residential, so that'll be fine. Get a bit more residential, I think a bit more commercial along here. We're still within our green cities area, which we are, and then I think if I just have a little bit more residential along here, I'm going to leave this empty because again this is where the junction is going to be, and then around here I think I'll just fill in these like odd little squares with any commercial zoning. I'm not sure if there are many oddly shaped organic produce buildings, but we'll soon find out. That wants to be one way, and I think this actually is going to be two way. Is that going to let me upgrade that along there like that? That's like a little, almost like a mini roundabout sort of thing going on. I'm going to leave that. I think actually I won't have that. Actually, no, I do need that, don't I? Because otherwise there's no access. So yeah, I'll leave that as is, that's fine. How's this development coming on? We got any? Right, so we've got schooling is fine, elementary school, that's fine. University coverage isn't great, but we are going to build a massive university at some stage, so I'm a bit hesitant to actually build. I might just build one of these for now, just to try and really increase the education of the Sims. One of these little, what are these little faculty buildings? Although having said that, doesn't really cover much of this. No, we'll get rid of that, and then we'll put it here because it might be demolished at some point anyway. And then we just need to take care of death care. How's that looking? That's looking fine. We've put in our fire and our police, which is all fine. They do have decent public transport, I reckon. That's all looking good. So these should, I would have thought, started to upgrade this little bit of road here, I guess. Make this area a bit more attractive. Make sure it's facing the right direction. That's oh right, yeah, that's why it's not tree lined, because it's a tram. I know it upsets you, but it's the only way the trams can get around, unfortunately. And public transport is sometimes more important than having a few tree lined streets. Are any of these the higher levels yet? You are level 2 and a bit, level 1. There is, actually having said that, there is a pretty good variety of buildings, and it does just brings us a little bit of something different to the area. Have we got good park coverage? No, we haven't. That's probably not helping our land value and therefore the level of the building, so we'll get that off over towards there. Put another road in across like so. I think I would like these cross member roads to be one way, just like almost like little mini roundabouts, just to help spread the traffic a little bit. And then I'm just going to put a temporary bit of road in there again because I don't know what's happening in this area. Let's just take a look at the district of what we're doing. Building a parkway, we try and make this area look a little bit nicer. Let's put in a nice big, no, not that big, small playground, small park. Yeah, we'll put in a small park. It's still, even though it's small, it does take up quite a bit of space still. and they're still not happy. What more do you want from me? What we got? Fair, no. Not really a fan of the bouncy castles, to be honest. They're not too bad like on a coastal location if you've got a beach or something like some sort of resort, but I'm not a big fan of them in city centres, if I'm honest. I think we'll go with a plaza then, maybe. Make that look a little bit nicer. Hopefully increase those buildings. Where are the bamboo? Chucking a little bit of bamboo on this edge, which is going to be like a bit of a no man's land. Hopefully that should start to upgrade some of these, potentially, maybe. We'll see. I'll show you in the next episode if we get some more variety. And I guess, actually, having said the variety isn't very much, considering we've built this large organic produce area, I think we can get away with maybe just making this a little bit bigger. Where's the tool? So I think, because the motorway is going to go like there, I think pretty much all of this area we can get away with having as the whatever it is. What is it? Why have I forgotten already? Self-sufficient buildings, that's the one. That's what we're looking at. So I think, again, hopefully traffic shouldn't be too bad in this area. So we'll go again with two-way, have one way there, and then we'll put a little bit more zoning, I think. So we'll fill that space in. Any of these little weird places which could produce oddly shaped parcels of land we'll just put as commercial. Yeah, just fill out those little bits there, not quite that. Having said that, put that in there, get rid of that, commercial. I think I'll leave that as trees and then extend these out. Again, maybe if we just have almost like corner shops which are the commercial. Actually no, I'll leave that area for now again, because that's going to be something to do with the highway, so I don't really want to be building too much on that. Yeah, I will leave that, but we will put again a little bit more commercial on there, so we've fulfilled some of the commercial demand that we've got. We've got quite a bit of office demand, and not office, industrial demand, but like I said, but industrial demand is satisfied by offices. So I think right down along here we will have some offices. Now you don't get any environmentally friendly office buildings, but it's not really a big issue, I don't think. I could have suppose do the IT cluster, but we've already done that over here, so that's just going to be standard offices, so that will reduce some of that industrial demand. What are you? You're still only level 2 in a bit. I'd like to see some level 5 buildings, but I think we're going to have to wait till the next episode for that for some reason. Just not filling out, but not to worry. We've got everything, haven't we? We've got garbage, got water. Have we got water? Yeah, plenty of water. Death care should be fine, yeah. We are going to get a little bit of a death wave because we've increased the population a little bit, but that should all be fine. Maybe if I put them in a community pool, perhaps. Where can this slot in? Maybe that'll make them a little bit happier. Yeah, they're just falling outside the catchment for the medical centre as well, which is an issue, so we'll put in a medical centre there. That will improve the medical prospect. Yeah, the hospital's all the way over here, so it is starting to get a little bit out of the way now, so that should improve things a great deal. What I'm going to do, I don't tend to do it too much on camera, is a load of tree planting. I think because we're not in a specific region, I'm going to go with the bamboo. I quite like the look of the bamboo in certain areas. It's just something a little bit different, because I'm used to planting like these sorts of things that look like oaks and beeches and things like that, because I'm used to building UK themed cities, whereas this, you don't tend to see too many bamboo trees in the UK, and it just looks a little bit different. Looks, yeah, quite nice, and they do fill out quite a large area as well at the same time. So yeah, I will continue with that bamboo planting at some stage, and you can already see the difference it makes just putting a few bits of bamboo, or even just trees or whatever, in a space really does transform the area. And I guess it fits in with the green theme that we're going for. You get this bamboo right down the edge of the building here. These clusters, I don't really want to cluster there because I think that would just be a bit too much. Just fill that in there. There's a space for some bamboo down here. Yes, just get some more in along there, like that. And if we just take a quick look, we've done a little bit of bamboo tree planting and already the area is transformed, and that'll look even nicer if these start to level up to the level 4-5 buildings, which I hope they will. So there we are, that's the Green Cities DLC. That's the whatever they are, again, forgotten. it's not difficult. Self-sufficient buildings is what we're looking at. Crumbs. Right, so there we are, we've got a bit of an eco place. I'll plant this up with some nice trees, a bit of bamboo and stuff, make it look a lot nicer, and hopefully next time we return, after that's been put out, we should see some upgrades to these buildings, and it should hopefully look a lot nicer. So I'm going to leave it there for today and say until next time, bye bye.